In this video, I'm going to share how the new two-pot retirement planning system works. With the date set for the system to start on the 1st of September 2024, people want to know how their retirement funds are going to be affected. So what's the reason for a new system? It's because we want to address problems that are inherent in the South African context. The one is that people tend not to preserve their funds through to retirement. They tend to withdraw them when they resign from an employer, use the funds for other things, and arrive poor at retirement. The other issue that needs to be addressed is that when people face dire financial straits, we don't have rules that allow them to access funds from their pension funds whilst still employed. So people can be in really serious financial trouble while they actually have money, and that doesn't make sense. So the new system tries to create a better balance between those two issues, allowing people some access to funds in the event of an emergency anytime, whether they're employed or not, but limiting how much can be withdrawn at the point when they resign from an employer, so that funds are preserved for retirement and that people are ensured of having some income in retirement. So that's the purpose. What are the rules? Let's start by saying that any money that you may have contributed up until the start date, the 1st of September 2024, we're going to call that old money. And any money that you contribute to a retirement fund under the new rules from the 1st of September 2024, we're going to call that new money. So there's rules for the old money and rules for the new money, and the principle will be old money, old rules, new money, new rules. So let's focus first of all on the new rules, because that's what this video is about. So from the 1st of September 2024, any money that you contribute to a retirement fund will be split into two components. The first component is called the savings component, and it will be 1/3 of your contributions that are put into that component. 2/3 of your contribution will be allocated to the retirement component. So the retirement component is aimed at preserving funds for retirement. So any money that's contributed to the retirement component, you will never be allowed to withdraw in cash. They will always be preserved until you finally retire. And when you do finally retire, you'll be required to invest those monies into a pension or an annuity to get monthly income. So coming back to the savings component, so that's the component where 1/3 of your contribution is being allocated. That's accessible anytime, whether you're still employed or whether you've resigned from an employer or at retirement. You'll be allowed to access funds from that portion or that component of your fund. You'll be allowed to access as much as you want, but there's a little thing that you need to know, and that's taxation. Any money that you withdraw from the savings account prior to retirement will be added to your salary from that year and taxed as if it was income. So that means you'll be paying tax at your highest tax rate or your marginal rate. That in South Africa can be at the moment as high as 45%. So drawing money from your savings component is a very expensive source of income. It should be avoided unless you really, really need access to that money and can't get it from any other alternative. Right at the beginning of the process, so on the 1st of September 2024, to get that savings component started, what's going to happen is an amount of 10% of the funds that you've already saved to date, limited to a maximum of 30,000 Rand, will be transferred from your retirement funds into this savings component, so that from day one, there will be some funds available for you to access. And that's essentially how the new two-pot system works. But like in life, you can't get rid of the baggage of the past. And so what complicates it a little bit is, what do we do with the money that we've saved to date over all the years? And that's where things get interesting, because suddenly the two-pot system becomes a three-pot system. A third pot, called the vested component, is now included, into which the proceeds of the funds you've accumulated to date will be added. And what you need to know, remember what we said in the beginning, old money, old rules. All the rules, as they are now, will apply to that portion of the fund. And the new rules will only apply to new contributions made from the 1st of September 2024. That's essentially how the two-pot retirement system works. If you do have questions, I'd love to hear them. Obviously, there's more fleshing out that one can do. I'd love to answer your questions. If you have other topics you'd like to hear about, please let me know. I'd love to do some more videos with topics that are relevant to you. And please subscribe so that as these videos come out, you'll have access to a short and easy to understand explanation of a relevant topic. Cheers.